A good safety shot there. Right now that should Judd win frames, he's going to have to be left to something.
He has had chances. Miss.
Nine.
Straight on this black, quite where he played to finish. Hit that one well.
23.
Oh, it must be into the corner, looking at that. No, found a way up the table as well.
39.
So vital now, having played that. Still emerge from this second session in reasonable shape. If he can win this one, and the last two, only 3 behind, given a lot to do tomorrow when he'll hope he can play a lot better than he has so far. But first things first, win this frame.
Oh, a little bit, but it's worked out well. Down the remaining will go down by 8 points.
59.
Whole evening of snooker. We're up 6. Here's he's now going to do so.
Frame. He knows the frame, of course, long since won. Whenever you're facing 18 as the target to be crowned world champion. O'Sullivan, of course, going for number 7 to tie up Stephen Hendry's modern-day. For that one, finds its mark.
End up on the side cushion and do what he did and leave him skew in the middle of the table.
50.
Yes, out of the camera shot that you can see, O'Sullivan was looking to the heavens there, shaking his head. This time. Previous 7 meetings,
9.
which was the prerequisite for Trump winning this World Championship. 9-4 up, and Trump took the match
70.
to a decider. So
I thought more than disappointed. It's very tough.
25.
Already 50 in front. It will be a major surprise if Trump doesn't find him.
Well, big area there too, landing behind with a couple of reds both.
47.
Nothing going his way. Ronnie O'Sullivan marching.
53.
Trump is going to need something Herculean on the second day.
360.
O'Sullivan will settle.
Yes, I agree that he needs to win this frame. It will sound a little less painful and overnight damage has really been done tonight, hasn't it?
Terrific pressure yellow. He needs plenty more like that. It's not.
It's natural to come round for the black in potting it.
Nine. Five.
It's a nice recovery. Well, didn't half do that. Thankfully, he didn't go off again. That would have been horrible. But even then, the cue ball.
A big shot. This is.
Let's concentrate on the pot and not try and do anything else.
One.
Now, this is another important moment.
Five.
Yeah.
10. $18.
Being.
34.
Yeah, recovered it on there from someone with O'Sullivan's cue ball control. Very likely. And, well, he does need it. You know, he'll need all these three reds.
$47.
He's already wanted to colour with it, but he might not bother about that. So he will need. He's going to be on a colour anyway.
$59.
Ball. Started the evening 5-3 in front. Trump having and he won the first tonight.
66.
But since then, Ron first best in this match.
70.
Hurtful in any frame for Trump in first. That issue with the red and then the brown he missed, so he pumped it through the button beautifully.
The task for Judd Trump is clearly mountainous. Not just the fact that he's 7 frames adrift, but the fact that he's
Foul.
one up with 2 to play in the semis.
Pushed the red toward. And that's a much better safety shot. Very risky.
That's well below par.
1.
That is quite a golf.
No attempt at the pot.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
He didn't lack for chances in last night's session. He missed a couple of blacks, way more clinical. Scoring much the heavier of the two.
Well, that's another mistake. Couldn't see a way out of it. Tried to get that guy. Oh, that's caught the eye as well. Terrific pot. I'm not sure if he...
Ronnie O'Sullivan,
Patience.
6.
But a World Championship final is a rather different proposition, isn't it? And of course O'Sullivan won their only previous
Angles, but he caught the red. This looks a good safety. Paint shop. Better to miss the ball and catch it too thick. Yeah, and that was the danger, catching it a little bit too thick. Not just the pot, but threading that cue ball through the gap. Well.
3.
An intended cannon though. That needs to pull in a little. Got to try and make things simple. He knows how much it means, but he mustn't miss.
Sullivan had a good early chance in this frame and then another one after that brilliant opening.
Normally he'd played into a spot where it's
47.
Ever seen going head to head in the biggest match on the calendar. It's not quite turned out that way so far, but who knows if frame. O'Sullivan has made 3 centuries. The essential start
65.
for this third session.
Seven. Didn't pay the price for that. O'Sullivan.
To suffer the ignominy of having this final finish with a session to spare against his boyhood. Champion. 7 more in this session, of course. 18 the target.
No attempt.
Of course, O'Sullivan has been on the wrong end of a Crucible year. Came out a different player on the final day, having limited the damage on the first.
Just wasn't prepared mentally. But today was a different day. Corner. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Find it. Choosing the ones near the black. Black. The black now free.
Foul. A miss.
So little of the red to go out there.
Missed the red completely. Yeah, the smallest of fractions there.
Though O'Sullivan's safeties have proved more productive in this match. But Trump is giving it everything, isn't it? 11 ranking titles in 2 campaigns, given the standard and strength and depth these days, is quite remarkable.
He's pushed a red to the corner. But he doesn't.
Today, I guarantee you, he would have ended up buried in the red.
Yeah, he just caught it a little. Yeah, good pot. And that's what he's played. Trying. That's where he'd like to be.
One.
Trump has already the balls like that he's missed in this tournament.
But that one got in. Let him know that he's a different man today. That the difference.
41. 44.
Nearest the corner.
This break has been a bit of a trial. He hasn't always been in prime position, but he's had to today, has punished it. With barring snookers, a frame-winning break. 46 the difference, 35 on. So
one snooker with a free ball. And that. Another good shot.
Foul.
Yeah, it's a good point, that.
Came off once and for all. Which he's done. Now then, things getting a little more interesting here. Absolutely had to in this session. Got to win it. That's 6-2. He would certainly be giving himself a chance coming back. O'Sullivan is to win this with a session to spare. He'll have to win the remaining 6 of this penalty.
12.
For a mistake. He's been on the wrong end of that throughout this final. This time, he's given a dose of medicine to O'Sullivan. Trump made a frame-winning break.
Way, what about that? Crazy.
The next frame.
I quite like the blue he potted as well. What a way to get position.
But he's seen Trump come back at him, make a century, punish a mistake.
In fact, he potted some that we didn't even think was on. It has. And there's another good one. Needs a good kiss. He needs a good kiss.
Bounce, he did not miss from long range, and some of them were just outrageous.
6.
Good pot.
Yes, and
A shot. Oh, giving himself a chance of 2 reds there. And they look easy shots, but believe me, well, decided to go into them
with his head in his hands after another miss, which let O'Sullivan in for a winning break. 3 out of 3 would be even better.
Do. Good recovery.
Worked pretty well for him, isn't it?
But it was his lack of... That's what he's attempting. He doesn't want to hit that red. Yes, and he keeps taking on.
Well played. Just rattling, doing it here.
Well, so far.
$26. $34.
As much so as he was last night.
41.
He's still within 6 to within. We move into the later stages of this session. 8. One more frame to come before the next interval. Could Judd Trump possibly make it a clean sweep?
Honour. That little kiss didn't do him any favours.
In this session. Hideous in getting that cue ball cleaned on a very regular basis. Not done. Sometimes the object balls, all part of the focus and the concentration. O'Sullivan
On the black. Didn't go according to plan. And what about that? That is absolutely... He's played... That's the shot he plays so well for that loose one. Beside cushion.
It's under pressure. Feeling a whole lot better about what they're seeing in this session. Frame.
Cue power, look at the cue power.
One.
He's got one upward red to contend with.
9.
At one stage, narrowed today. Trump winning 3 in a row. And he was...
Well, twice, great angle on it. So he can manoeuvre the cue ball anyway.
13-8 and 12-9, potentially.
Yeah, and he's a man. This would be the ideal time to do it. 2 straight this time.
39.
Can't get to it from there. No, what a shot was played. Great shot. Great shot. And played that cue ball. Shot.
And this has been impressive from O'Sullivan. Begin to pick his game up, begin to look more in the mood to get back into this final. And so he was under pressure. Needed to restore at the interval. Judd Trump has played penultimate session of the World Championship final. He was up pretty quickly off that break-off. Played as he... But the red eludes him.
What a let-off. What a let-off that was. To increase his potting powers. Little cutback. Not hard enough.
One.
He probably thought, I don't want...
The greatest player of all time by most people's estimation.
9.
You have to take...
15.
Pot success for the match, which matches his tournament. And this is the point that O'Sullivan's level.
Yes, but that red, wait for it. That red.
Seven.
Wrong side of the blue at any time. No, played for it.
Thank you.
He's playing now.
26.
Yeah, but to play for that red near the cushion.
34.
Every break has been a bit of a trial, and there's another typical Trump shot, really, quintessential Trump.
42.
To him well. He's got to hit this well. He's got to hit this well. Doesn't want the kiss. Oh, brilliant shot. Brilliant shot, and nicely on pin. And that's another thing you want.
8.
And he's overdone that one.
He's got it. Cut back red. And that has been the tournament. And that's why the scoreline.
23.
But what he really needs is to win it handsomely.
23.
3 more to come in this session. Trump will be targeting 2 of them. If he can win them,
Well, I do believe he had a go at that. Not enough.
his goal, of course, contrary to Trump's, is to make...
9.
And it's still too high. Now he's a left to red to the left middle. Now, the last time he split the red.
7. $13. 21.
Your opponent is not allowing you. He's playing so well. Sure.
Eventually, it's going to take its toll. You can't keep knocking in these pressure...
That cue ball into a position to be nicely on it, and that's why he's played up for the blue. He needs it to run.
Or missed pots. O'Sullivan was clinical, ruthless, lethal, as Higgins put it.
And he's got it. Great recovery shot. That could be a frame win.
$13. 19.
Didn't like the black. What a brave shot.
25.
Not this time.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
That cue ball turning to the left with the side on it. He's got the safety advantage of him. Cue ball is running on. How important this frame is.
Yes, because if Trump can win it, it means he's won this mini session already. Pressure again.
He's contained that safety, but he should be in big trouble next shot. Excellent. Excellent. The safety. And that could be a mistake if O'Sullivan can see it.
65%. And there's another one, and that could be very important.
It's a little heavy. He's a little heavy. Back to that red behind the black spot.
Well,
And he's the right.
eight.
Now that used all of
Create. Even though on the face of it, Ronnie O'Sullivan is still well in
50.
control, but this frame.
18.
well from him.
22.
Made sure
Pressure on his shoulders here.
27.
played it well.
It's 5 clear. All things possible then in this increasingly compelling World Championship final. Judd Trump deserves a lot of credit for the guts and determination he showed to get back.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, and then he misses the black.
The ball's wide open. Now he's having to work for them. But that's a magnificent shot he's played there. And all the reds. Now, how's your luck?
So, Sullivan's going to hit one anyway.
Yeah, try and get him behind the brown. Well, that's called pushing the boat out. Pink goes. Place.
Eight. $14.
Edge one for O'Sullivan to
20.
recapture the form that has got him into Trump putting all his eggs into one basket with that long red, which he didn't get close to. And he's left the position in terms of his...
Yeah, and if he plays for the red just below the pink, well, mustn't go to loom again. And he's the wrong. Played it very well.
38.
And he's done it again. Did.
Teed, a 3-frame cushion going to the final session. It could yet be 5.
50.
At the moment that Judd Trump missed that long-range rail.
Thank you.
A moment ago, won by 1 point.
Close to the double kiss. Now he's setting his tipper line. Just burning away those frayed edges that have been at times. A disappointing session when your game isn't quite there, when your potting isn't quite as accurate as usual, when your positional play
Very, very unusual for O'Sullivan to miss.
Four.
Now decisions to made. And he's opened them up.
Every pot in this break, in this final frame, has taken 6 of the 8 against O'Sullivan.
16.
Decided to play it. Is he on one? Oh, what a kiss on the pink. Not that thin. Oh, wait for it. Well, it's certainly...
Now, though, that Trump makes the most of that good himself.
Down the table.
$32.
Landslide victory. Judd Trump, though,
Just put a bit of...
onto the well, and he's been rewarded. He's played way better when you're in the kind of predicament he was in. Coming out this afternoon, a world final on our hands.
56.
Yeah, and every chance of finishing with a century.
But not only has he won it, throbbing come 7 o'clock tonight.
70.
Treat to start this session. Got off on the right foot. Took 3 of the first 4 before the interval. And it felt as though he'd
70.
possibly repelled the mini. After the interval, And he's piling on the pressure.
This is the way to make your opponent feel it.
80.
Equaling 108th Crucible century to tie last year's tally.
87.
And of course looking to equal the modern day record of 7 world titles. 14-11 it is. O'Sullivan needs 4, Trump needs 7. Trump won the afternoon session 6-2 to put the pressure on.
Well, he could have been, well, it could have been within a frame. You have to take the positives out of something, and that might have been the one that O'Sullivan will have thought about.
You always
That's a really good shot. Well, as you can see, he's going into the reds. He's going to have to play to open them up a little bit. I mean, he's 3 behind. He's got a chance, but he still has not much leeway.
Judd Trump 12.
Got to keep. Edge of that red on the right. Well, he bent it round. That's a beautiful shot. Swerved it.
I must say there was a great buzz just walking. Wonderful pot from O'Sullivan.
1.
He did play better. That was
7.
brilliant.
20.
To collect his thoughts and prepare.
40.
One good shot here, though. His touch and feel around the table. Follow up. And the frame's over anyway. That's frame ball.
He needed to settle back into match mode. He probably did great to look out for here.
74.
If he makes a century with Stephen Hendry and Mark Williams.
82.
What a shame.
When he won the UK Championship at the age of...
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. That's Judd Trump at his very best when he knocks those in. Keyboard. And he lost in the amount of frames. Opportunity to get the cue ball round the angles here. Swinging it wide. Big target with the old colours.
These things happen. In a decider 20 years ago.
Judd Trump 4.
Yes, he was unlucky. And it was always a very dangerous. Trying to hit the bottom red here. It's the second cushion, it should be okay. Ah, what a shot. Well, some screw shot back to the bulk end and hope it would go for the best. He knew what he was doing there.
And centuries.
One. Nine.
Trump, but the black, he's concerned, has thrown the
24. $32.
Controlled.
48. $50.
Again, perfect. When he's playing well, he plays a series of... That's the reason for it. It makes a difficult game look very easy.
Anyone wondering whether O'Sullivan would be feeling a little rocked by Ansett in the first two frames? No.
80.
What a great shame again, but...
So we're underway in the next. We are on the last night. Ronnie O'Sullivan, he's bringing it on the last night.
Did it well again. And he's finished low as well, which means...
7. 15. Thank you.
Very good one.
I was down in the media.
One.
Yeah, the red.
He didn't. Well, isn't that the story of any lucky breaks, I don't think.
Judd Trump, 8.
That's another fine shot from Trump.
Obviously, he's going to have to develop red soon. So not leaving the championship, he wasn't even looking forward to coming here.
I think he would. I think the option is there.
Most of it.
Ninth.
Sharon friend Ryan, Oliver Lyons is here. Various other members of the crew keep him relaxed.
35.
I guess the good thing
51.
is, looking at the scores, found a colour.
Clearly for Trump, trying to peg O'Sullivan back. He's huge. O'Sullivan's not playing in the World Championship final. Ronnie O'Sullivan, the man in front, breaking off in the last frame before the last interval of this championship. Because for snooker fans, this is
Well, he has played it, and he's got it. The safety attached to that shot, so he wouldn't mind a nudge on the yellow.
huge shot, that. Huge shot.
Judd Trump 1.
But the brown stuff.
1.
Easy to roll into the side of the bunch from there. So he took a risk, didn't pay off. Find out how much it'll be costly soon.
9.
I guess it was worth a try.
Ronnie 9.
Right off towards the corner pocket.
Twenty. 35.
And to Dave Gilbert in round one. Both pockets, and he doesn't need too much more in the frame to move
43.
to within one of.
He's played well tonight, hasn't he, O'Sullivan?
Theatre, and then it'll be the final act
59.
of this extraordinary taken by the man at the table, Ronnie O'Sullivan, who seemed to be drastically
66.
cut, but he's pulled away, won 3 of the first 4.
67.
He stepped it up again just when he had to. He's trailing 17-12. Ronnie O'Sullivan 1 away from a record equaling 7th world title. I remember being here when he won his first in 2001. Another long one. Long potting's been very good tonight.
And he hasn't done that. Just a little flick on the green ball.
Seven.
What about that?
Yeah, it was O'Sullivan away from that table.
33.
a little straight, wasn't it, to get any...
No.
Yeah, at the
17.
moment it's
25. 33.
At the time.
left.
47.
That was the one Trump won earlier.
You know, the longer the frames would be, the more drawn out, but it's not
53.
really the style of it.
But Trump really wishes he'd have started like this yesterday. Frame by frame, he's got to take it, but he's more than capable,
61.
we know, of...
67. 7.
'A very high-scoring frame.
87.
Chance to get...
Just reflecting the high
Nine.
quality. His third century of the final. Judd Trump won the last one with 109 clearance. 17-13.
The biggest problem. Yeah, he couldn't.
The trophy they're playing for was presented to the first.
Well,
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
to take on. Well, it was something that he saw
9.
last time. O'Sullivan felt there was a real
70.
He's done everything right in terms of preparation.
$23.
We've watched him all these years. Neil
and thought, well, it just appears he's never going to achieve the great people because he's completely proved. There were many people that
45.
never believed he could be a 7-time.
What a moment, this 7th world title. He will win the championship with his 200th at the Crucible.
61.
May never be anyone like him again. Special focus right from the start of this tournament. He was pressed by Trump, who put to
73. 80.
form on day one, left it late.